All right, welcome everyone. Today, my special guest is YouTuber Nick Kurtz. You can find his YouTube channel in the description. So, what do you have for us today?
Well, I got quite the story. Not many, I have not really encountered many ghost stories in my life, but there has certainly been one that has stuck through. So, recap here. In 2016, so this is maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I had a dog at that time. His name was Buddy. He was 12 years old, had him since I was 4, and he was very sick. He had, cancer. He was just rotting away. And our family decided it was just best to put him down. We were being a little selfish keeping him longer than we probably should have, but it was just so hard to let go of him. So we just decided to put him down, end his suffering. So we put him down in late December. Well, this story really starts, that's just so that way everyone knows when it comes to the story, why that's important. So in 2018, about 2 years ago, I was finishing up in high school. Just graduated, 2 years ago. Was getting ready, to start out, my new life, go to college, all that. The night before graduation, where I was supposed to which I did get my diploma, but the night before I was supposed to walk up and get my diploma and, get everything and finish high school for good. I happened to go into the bathroom because I had to take care of business, because that's what you do in the bathroom. And I happened to look out the window. There's a window that is right by the bathroom, just because why not? I was already in there. Why not? And what catches my eye is a small little white Bichon dog. And so I look at it, and at first I'm like, probably it's just one of the neighbor's dogs or someone's walking the dog through a field, because we have a field in our backyard, which now is a solar field, but it wasn't at the time. So I'm looking, and, I see this dog, and, I'm looking around. I'm like, no one's around this dog. Like, it's just kind of out there. And I thought, well, maybe that's my new dog, because in April, and I graduated in June, in April, we got a new dog. His name is Luke, who we still have. And I thought maybe it was him, although Luke was very small at the time. This was a much bigger dog. He was still a baby, Luke was, but I thought maybe that was Luke. But then I'm like, hey, Mom, is Luke outside? And she's like, no, he's right here. And I said, I bring her into the bathroom, like, come take a look at this. Look outside the window. You see that dog? I'm like, I don't see anyone around this dog. It's just kind of wandering out there. Like, there's no one around. And so, she's like, well, why don't we go outside to see what we can do? So we go downstairs, head out the garage, and head out. And this dog starts walking towards these trees that we have at my house, like these big pine bush trees, like huge trees, that are just sitting there. And so, we start walking out to the backyard. This is like middle of the night or middle of the evening, whatever, like 6, 7 o'clock at night, right after dinner. And we see the dog, and it keeps walking. We're trying to get his attention, and then out of nowhere, because we can see everything, we can see the view, left side, right side, everything. This dog just walks right into the trees. Gone. Just gone. Just never see it again. I spent probably a half an hour looking at every little crevice around the area. I was looking under the trees, I was looking around the area. Never saw this dog again. It's not like this dog just escaped or, went somewhere where we couldn't see this dog. We had everything covered. We had everything covered. We had every angle you could imagine. this dog could not have just walked away or just, whatever, like without it being seen. Like it just went into the trees and I never saw the dog again. And I never did. And we spent, a half an hour after that, going to the neighbors, seeing if anyone lost the dog, something like that. That just really freaked me out. And that's really the gist of the story. I mean, I haven't really encountered many ghost stories over the years, but that one sticks out in my mind. Just seeing a dog just disappear into the trees. I mean, my mom was saying, "Oh, that's Buddy, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I have a hard time believing that because I never experienced something like that before, and that just has always stuck with me ever since that happened. That has just always stuck with me, and I tell that story a lot to everybody, and they don't believe me. They look at me like I have four heads, but thankfully I got my mom to see it, so that way she can back me up on that one. That yes, Nick really saw a dog, and yes, we really saw a dog disappear into some trees to never be seen again. That one freaked the hell out of me.
So your mother believes it was paranormal then?
Possibly. From what she says, I mean, I don't know what to believe. I was just so freaked out by it that I was just stunned. Like I was just looking, like I was like this when it went into the trees. I'm like I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do because I never experienced something like that before. It just freaked me out. And then no one lost a dog around the neighborhood, and there was a dog that looks kind of like Luke who lives right around the corner. But at the time, we didn't really get a good glimpse of the dog, although now when I take Luke on walks, they're best friends and they say hi to each other all the time. But, it was a little bit different than Luke. So, I mean, it was exactly the same size, same color, same fur, same everything, just like Buddy, same everything. And this was a year and a half after we put Buddy down. So I don't know what to say. I mean, we like I said before, we had all of our bases covered. There was no way this dog could have just walked away or disappeared without us seeing it going wherever it went. It just went into the trees and it was gone.
Yeah. Was it like dirty or was it very clean?
Very clean. I mean, you could see the bottom, and you could see like everything. Like this dog couldn't be Superman and jump in the trees and hide in the trees or something like that. Like it's not like this dog could have just hidden in the trees or whatever and we couldn't find it. Like it was very clear. I still, a year and a half later, 2 years later, over 2 years later, I still don't have an explanation for that, and I probably never will.
Yeah. I mean, how has experience that affected you and how you view things?
Well, I'm more open-minded. The anything can happen kind of mentality. I know there's a force much greater than Earth. I will say that. Whatever it is, I'm not too sure. But, there's a reason why we're all here. And it just, I guess, made me more open to the possibility that, maybe there is life outside of the world that comes back in spiritual ways. And, I was much more closed-minded, like, no, that people, are humans or animals or whatever. They don't come back to life, like, to give us a sign or whatever. I mean, I don't know if I believe in it, but I'm more open to the idea of it being a possibility. I'm not ruling it out like, oh, no, like before. It made me more accepting of maybe it is. Maybe that it is how it is. So.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming on. Why don't you tell us where we can find you?
My channel is Nick Kurtz, Kurtz, at YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram at Nick_Kurtz2020. I don't really accept too many friend requests on there unless like you're a friend of, the rest of the wrestling community, which is separate from this. But that's where you can find me at. And also on Facebook too, Nick Kurtz on Facebook as well.
All right. Well, like I said, thanks for coming on. And as always, thanks for watching.
Thank you.